Right. Dolores. This is, I think this is the magic of Cannes.
Yeah.
Is that we met last night whilst I think we were both lost, weren't we?
We were looking for our rides.
Yeah. Then I hesitated for a minute, and I plucked up the courage to say hello to you and say I'm lost. Where do you know where to go? No, we helped each other.
Yeah.
We found out
where to go. Someone told us where to go. Oh, yeah. We saw the stairs.
We saw the stairs.
That's
yeah, and then we found our taxi ride. So we
found the big Marilyn Monroe and
yeah, that was wonderful. And yeah, and then it's brought us together today to find out about what brings you to Cannes.
I'm here because I'm producing a film. It's my first Cannes.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first time I'm producing feature film as well.
Wow.
So
it's quite a big step.
Like a beginning.
Because you're telling me also that you're a voiceover artist and actress.
I do voiceover, I write as well, and I produce now.
And so why the change? Why the move into producing?
For some reason, I think it's the drive to tell a story, and how it manifests in me, or how, because as an actor, sometimes you work, sometimes you're not. And so you still always have this urge to create, maybe. I'm not 100%. It's also a mystery. But
wasn't that the adventure of life? That it's all not all perfectly laid out for us. And that resonates deeply with me. I used to be an actor.
Oh, really?
And I've moved away from acting. And that partly was for me because I felt like a storyteller.
Yeah.
I couldn't get to tell my story.
Exactly.
Because I wasn't getting cast.
Exactly. So, like, waiting. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it's not working, and sometimes it felt to me, in a way, it felt to me like it was my time that I was wasting. But in another way, it's just that these stories came to me anyway. So, for instance, this story that I'm telling now is the first Argentinian female tango singer.
Okay, quite an important story to tell.
Yes, but nobody knows. Like, not many people remember her.
Okay.
And I didn't know of her. I was looking for a song to sing in a workshop at the Grotowski Institute in Poland many years ago, and I was looking for a tango. I was doing a workshop there. And looking for songs, I found a documentary about female tango singers, and I saw it, and so they mentioned her really quickly, and moved on to the others that are really famous. But she's the one that sang the first one that opened that door to everyone else. Her name is Rosita Quiroga, and she also was a talent scout, so she discovered the women that later became the stars of the golden age of tango. Wow. And so
someone that pioneered and someone that made a real start and a real impact. And so why do you think that was, that everyone else passed by her, whereas you was intrigued to find out more?
I don't understand that. That's why I wanted to make the film, because I think if I wait around, no one's going to make it. First, the urge that I got was to tell everyone, go and make a film about her. But nobody was as interested as I was. And so I kind of went into a rabbit hole of investigating about her. There was not that much information. So every trip I did to Argentina, I went to the National Library in Buenos Aires. I'm from Mendoza, not Buenos Aires. Interviewed historians, like everywhere. I tried to find traces of her. And in the end, I had more than enough.
And what was it that you found in that research that you went, right, this is definitely the thing that I need to tell this story, that it's no longer a case of me waiting for someone else to pick this up as a film? Exactly. What was it within her story that I say inspired you?
Well, her personality. She was super cheeky, and she came from the slums of La Boca, which is like it was a very poor neighborhood that often got flooded. And she used to sing in the street, and she went from there to creating her own path and opening up something new for other people. But she did it all through her incredible talent and personality, and wit, but in a really nice way. She was very generous. So all of this really caught me because I often see stories of women that are successful, but that were also tragic. At least in the stories of Argentinian singers that I had seen, or many times I see that, but this was different. She came from poverty and hardship, and she did really well for herself. Happy. It's a happy person. So
Wow.
yeah.
Do you know how she managed to stay happy through all her trials and through the hardship that she went through?
I don't know. I think, listening to the few interviews, reading a few interviews that we have, and listening to the few interviews that we have from when she was older, because she was around singing in the 20s and 30s. But then when she was older, when she was in her 70s, she sang again. Listening to all that, I think it was like some crazy, some crazy idea that everything was fine, she was going to be fine. I think she did it because of her personality, to be honest.
Her personality, it sounds to me like her personality was a real driver for her and really shone through. And so
she saw the positive.
She saw the positives in that.
She already came from, a lot of hardships. So I think she was very grateful all the time. And I think that's one of the main things. And also insisting,
And so how has this story affected your life then? How has it changed things for you?
For me, it inspired me to put my energy here. It inspired me to tell someone else's story. I wrote a book about my own life. Well, it's a book, and it's a memoir.
Okay.
That are personal stories with things in common. And as soon as I finished that, I started with her story because I wanted to tell someone else's story also. Maybe for that reason it really caught me. I think I really identify in some ways with her. She loves to go around the world, and so do I. And she sang in Japan. And she was in Japan in the 70s. She traveled alone around the country and went to Thailand by herself. This is like in the 1970s. So when I saw that, I also felt very connected to that.
Do you find comfort in other people's stories? I know that I do. I know that when I hear your story and the things that you're doing and how things have changed for you, it makes my journey a little bit better.
Yeah, I think we need to hear we need to hear each other's stories.
I think storytelling is in our core of who we are as human beings. It goes back to when we were cavemen.
Yes.
We were drawing stories on the wall.
Yes, we've always told stories, and we have to keep doing it. We have to tell our stories, share other people's stories. For instance, this woman, I feel like she's been overlooked, so I feel like I have to shed light on her, and I want to, and I think that's really important that we tell the stories that matter to us, instead of calculating what I can do, as an artist, or I don't even know what, because I move like this.
Yeah. When you say you move like this, I'm getting a sense that you move just through with curiosity.
Yeah, I'm very curious. It's whatever catches me, and then
And then once you take that, how do you run with it? Because some people find that difficult. They find it hard to get something. They find it hard to find something to be inspired by. So when you find something and you run with it, do you know what it is that's driving you?
Yeah, I get a lot of ideas, and it's the ideas that don't leave me alone, because a lot of ideas come in, and then you try them, and you work with them, and they go away, because they weren't meant to stay there. But these are the ideas that I try to put away and keep coming back to me, and I'm still interested in them, you know. So this woman, I've been with her story for, I don't know, 8 years since the first time I thought about telling it. And there's 2 script writers in Argentina that made the script.
And so at what stage are you with the
So we have a script, well, here you bring your pitch deck.
Yes.
And your treatment, synopsis, and all of these things that production companies may ask you for.
So what's the hope then from Cannes? What do you hope to achieve here when you deliver your pitch deck and you share this story with people?
Well, I wanted to see if people connected with it. First of all, I wanted to see how it was received.
Okay.
And yeah, people were very curious about it, very interested. They thought it was a beautiful story. So that just made me really happy. And it was easy for me to pitch it to people, but also I was here to learn about that, about pitching and about anything in film producing, and I got to see directors in pitch sessions, and I got so much from it.
And so, what have you taken away from that, and what will you take from Cannes? What would you say is one of the biggest lessons that you've learned here when you've seen those other directors doing it, when you've tried to pitch yourself? Yeah, what's been a big takeaway?
I think you have to have an emotional connection to the story that you're telling. That's what I saw in the pitches that I love. And you have to love it. You really have to love it. And it has to be fun for you, kind of. Well, that's what I saw in those pitches. But also, it's like realistically, my film is a period drama, so it's difficult. It's more difficult to make. You need a lot of money for that. So it may take the time it takes, or it may turn into something else. I don't know. You have to be open to that.
I see Cannes as a lot that's riding on the financial side of your story. So obviously, you're looking for funding to get this money.
Yeah. So here you have a lot of information. This information was coming at you from all angles, right? You're walking around the marché.
Yeah.
I didn't do the screenings. I did one. I went to one screening last night at premiere because a producer invited me, but I was only at the marché, film market, talking to people and learning and taking information about funding from all of the groups that I thought was, that I could work with. But yeah, I think there's a big focus on money. Yeah, you need that to make your film. Yes.
I often worry myself as a creative how money affects storytelling. It affects us being able to do a creative thing. Any ideas how we get around that? How we still do our creative thing if funding doesn't come for our movie?
I think that we can. It depends what you're making, but some films are based on with iPhone. And I wrote a book for free. Well, a lot of time.
Yes.
But you can still be creative. And then, like me with this story, it's taken 8 years because it needs money also. But it's been developing. But you can, if you're taking your time with one project, you can do other things in the meantime.
Creativity doesn't actually cost us a thing.
No, but putting on a play will cost you money.
Yeah.
Right? Unless you do it, you can do it. I've done it in the street. No, did I do it in the streets? No, in Mexico, sometimes I was in a theater company. We didn't have funding, and we found spaces that, either a restaurant or WeWork place, or I would have done it at the beach.
Yeah.
We were doing our show wherever we could, and there was always someone lending us the space. We go around this, but
I guess there's a bit of a decision, isn't there, with creativity, where we're choosing to be creative partly for financial gain and to move careers forward, or if we're just purely doing it for the arts and for sharing.
mean, we all have to pay the bills, but
Unfortunately.
but I don't think you can create art for money, just for money. I don't know what comes out of that.
But I guess that's when it's hollow, and you never, if something has been done for that, I don't believe an audience will connect.
Not as much. Yeah, that's always our balance.
And so, what's your hopes for the future? If you could have one dream for this project, you could close your eyes and wish it was produced in a certain way. What does that look like?
It looks like, for me, it looks like international collaboration. I love that. Unless a big company comes in, as long as I can have some input. But I feel that international collaboration would be great. And then maybe, because this woman traveled around the world and sang around the world, maybe there could be parts of that in it. That's like the big, I'm aiming high, then you can always go down.
Yeah.
Well,
they shoot for the stars. You might land.
Yeah, I'm shooting for the stars. It would be like that. Like she would be singing in Japan, and then she would go around it, and then it would be in theaters and streaming platforms.
And so that's the big dream. What's just the next step then? Where do you go next to get
From here
now to lead you to that?
Sorry?
To lead you to that big dream. Just to take one step.
Step by step. First of all, I have to look at all the companies that could possibly be interested, write to everyone, attend more festivals, go to the Rotterdam co-production market. I still have to be moving a lot. It's a lot of work. A lot.
When you say moving, it just reminded me of the Walt Disney quote, which is one of my favourite when it comes to creativity. So just keep moving forward.
Yes.
Just keep moving forward.
Yeah, so you have to have something that makes you want to move forward. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it. Yeah.
But this does sound like keep moving forward. I often think I'll get that one tattooed on my arm to remind myself.
To remind yourself.
When you're going through the hard time, going through the tough bit, because even when you love it so much, I love what I'm doing here so much with this podcast.
Yes.
There are still tough moments.
Yes.
That you feel tired, you feel exhausted, you think to yourself, you get self-doubt coming.
Yeah, that comes in.
But as long as, I go back to that, because as long as you keep doing something, it leads you to the next thing.
Exactly.
A new door will open each time. And maybe we don't know exactly what the path looks like, but it's that way.
Yeah, it's that way. And, and do whatever, like other jobs, if you need to do other jobs so that you can pay for your creative time,
Money is the fuel to this.
Yeah, you have
money is the fuel.
You have to be grateful for those other jobs.
Yeah. I often get so wrapped up in my creativity that I forget I don't need it.
Yeah.
But then that doesn't serve me well, and it doesn't serve my creativity well. Because you have to support yourself, you have to look after yourself.
Yes.
And another idol of mine that I've learned to look towards is Jim Henson. And he made himself a money shrine to remind himself. Money shrine.
Wow.
And it was he built it and he left it on the side of his desk so that he could remind himself that he needs to go back to that. That's the place that he needs to go back to in order to do his play, in order to do his Muppets. And he just needed something visual to go back to.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. My first career coach in London that I ever went to, like 15 years ago, more than 15 years ago, he said to me, be grateful with I was temping everywhere, he said, be grateful for those jobs. Those jobs are letting you pay for your headshots, pay for your acting class, for your rent. Go there with a good attitude. This is the basic thing, and this is what I most remember about my sessions with him. I was like, okay, I gotta change my attitude and be really grateful for this job, and you know.
Gratitude is a great driver, and it seems to be something that supports you. The gratitude, the gratitude is fuel as well.
Yeah, definitely.
This has been wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. How, if anyone has been watching or listening to this conversation, how can we find out more about your journey and about your story?
I'm on Instagram, Dolores Reynals. I have a website. There's my book is there.
And I'll add the link into the comments.
Okay, great.
And I do have one last question for you. One last question I ask of all of my guests.
Yes.
It's the same for everyone because I believe this is kind of like a human question for all of us to consider. And so, Dolores, for you, how would you make this a better world? It's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we need to be more considerate of one another.
Have you any idea how we can get?
I don't know. How can we get there? I think it's being present, being considerate of yourself, and just checking in with yourself. Really not bullshit yourself. I think that when I find that, when I go around the world and I find people that are really considerate to each other, it reminds me that this is something that is still to be valued. And that some cultures lose it a little bit, or sometimes in our lives, but it reminds me that's very important.
And so the traveling has helped you with empathy.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's helped you to be considerate. So maybe that
I should.
Yeah. So exploring the world and seeing others and how other cultures do.
Yeah,
and
that's something different.
And then you can bring that home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This has been wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm so pleased I bumped into you and asked people at the taxi rank. And enjoy the rest of your time here.
Thank you so much. I love this.
Yeah, and I wish you all the success with your storytelling.
Thank you.
This story definitely deserves to be heard. And your storytelling needs to be shared. And if anyone has been watching or listening to this conversation, we appreciate you for joining us. Thank you. Bye-bye. That was wonderful.
That was great.
Thank you.